relatively soon she gets to a point where she doesn't really do anything against the Nine. You just kind of have to survive. And Jace mid has not been doing really well in the LCK.
No.
Like, I love her Jaces, you know, I'm okay with the...
There it is.
Okay.
Obvious phase, I think it should be able to get Cuz towards that level 6 and find some comfort in that jungle on the Diana. But let's see what happens as we hop into game number 1.
So many questions going into this game, Atlas, because if I look at the individual matchups, I think it's... There we go. Very nice carrier.
Ignoring that bottom scuttle. Cuz going to get that ward in at exactly the right time. Croco now in a little bit of trouble. Bear Slap comes out. Now the flash has to be used. Cuz going to follow him as well. Throws out the E. He's going to land the Q as he's ran out of gap close. And now Croco's in trouble. Glitterlance comes on through and Faker gets the first blood. Fate now in a whole bunch of trouble. As Canna looks for the shock blast, but the Haymaker is going to be there. Good face breaker as well, as Faker's just... Yeah, he's getting a lot of help from picks here as Fate is...
And the first Drake of the game hasn't been taken yet.
Okay. Carrier's just going to solo kill on the bottom side of the map. We will get a replay of that one. Jonas Strong, I forgive you.
And Drake, what was the objective I was talking about earlier, but the Herald also a big one. We saw how high the first Herald percentage was, as a lot of action possible here.
Yeah, in goes Effort. Great body slam onto the two members as Teddy's going to have to flash away, but Croco's right over the top. This is going to be the first kill for Live Sandbox. As in goes Fate, not going to get rewarded for it, as Cuz is going to have to run away, but now Canna's in trouble. There's the ult right into the wall, as Fate does have the face breaker, so Canna ain't getting out of this one. The flash comes on in, but the follow is going to be there. So Live Sandbox evening out the kills nicely, and all the Jace.
And yet again, Effort with the roams, but first, let's take a look at this play.
잡았어. Carry.
Just too easy. And that's the guaranteed play as well, because you get the mini stun into the wall by safeguarding in. As this is where it all goes a little bit backwards, because they don't have their Lee Sin King. As Carry is in here, that is going to be the Rift Herald secured by Live Sandbox. Cuz also going to be taken down. Carry gets the heck out of there. And T1 making a couple of whoopsies, couple of blunders here in the earlier stages. Not really costing them too much when it comes to gold, but certainly that Rift Herald is going to be very valuable.
It's a testament to how far ahead T1 really was, that they're still heading gold after this. Again, it's Effort with these roams, and at this point you got to start expecting it if you're playing against them. The fact that he suddenly shows up on top lane, kind of a risky face check that gets appropriately punished. Canna holding the flash there for really, really long. And this is such a high variance play, because Teddy isn't 6 yet, right? And 91 health when Cuz is done. And in the end, comes through the man in the bot lane, as Canna might be in deep trouble here.
Yeah, Fate gets behind him. That's going to be the odd. He was waiting for the To the Skies. I like it, but the hammer is going to come back. Now Fate doesn't have his gap closed, but Effort does, and he's going to be able to push Canna into that dead turret very comfortably. Uppercutted by the set, as that is the kick flash. Prince trying to get away. Does have a lot of mobility as the Dawning Shadow comes forward, and Carry is, of course, able to lock down that kill. Damn, this must feel so cool for Teddy. He's just watching his support go and murder people.
Which makes any play towards Baron a lot harder as Summit.
Yeah, maybe the Caster Curse comes in as the Moonfall comes on out. Oh, okay. Mega now comes in at the right time as Canna's tanked up a little too much of that turret. Good Dawning Shadow, but not enough damage there from Teddy. Still, this Baron, there it is. Live Sandbox, the jig is up on T1, but they want this fight by the looks of things. As in goes Carrier, gets the kick back onto Prince. Not going to be able to just take him out, though, as Fate also in a bunch of trouble. Dawning Shadow comes in, Carrier gets over that wall. Prince has to flash to get himself out of the way, and now Carrier is the one in trouble. He's going to get taken out. The Ezreal starting to pop off in the fight, but as I say it, Canna just dives on top of him, and it's looking pretty over here. It's a triple kill for Canna so far. That wallop was phenomenal, but it's not going to be enough to help them here, as it's not the Penta, but it is the ace here for T1. For T1, after one carry does manage to go down. As there's a kickback onto Summit. A little bit of an awkward situation there, as Dawning Shadow will get some extra damage as Wild Growth comes through. Summit's trying to do his very best to stop Carrier from jumping on top of him. Good body block there from Effort, as Carrier seeing what he could do. There's the Q. That one's going to land, but now Carrier might have bitten off more, but no, the rest of T1 are going to turn up as they're looking for Croco. Wanted to take him down. Cute little Q there, but not going to get into the enemy bases. Canna is, in the meantime, just trying to win the game, as he's going to take down the mid turret, and T1 utilizing this Baron very, very well. And I feel like that point of inevitability has happened, and unfortunately for Live Sandbox, they were unable to get enough done in that mid-game to really stop this T1 late game.
And both teams kind of were like, you know what, we're both going to scale, we're both happy to do so. And T1 clearly the one who were able to execute on that fight a lot better. And at this point in time, look at the range that Teddy has. A Hail Mary engage from Fate.
Oh yeah, Faker was unable to quite get there as Carrier is going to get taken down very, very low. Core Drinker is busted. He's still alive, for goodness sake, as Cuz gets out eventually. Faker has teleported in. That's a decent showstopper there as the GA has been brought out. The slow will land as well. Effort, actually not quite able to do so, as now Faker's the one in trouble, and he's running away. So, you know, a bit of yakety sax here towards the end. It might be. As now Cuz and Canna are running towards the Drake as Live Sandbox. Oh, true shot barrage. Cuz so close to getting taken down. His Zhonya's is on cooldown as well, as now Croco in the area. Canna spots him out. Effort moving on over as well. And with Prince here, this Drake is 100% over to Live Sandbox, and it's maybe not as over as I was thinking. Sorted out their minion waves. We'll see whether it's going to be enough to allow them to actually put on any sort of defense as the Baron's down to half. Looks like T1 are looking for a bit of a turn. There's a teleport in. Effort already down to half. Good shock blast from Canna as Cuz gets himself out of the Baron pit. Baron down very, very low, but will reset. As now T1 set up the phalanx and look to see whether they can get a team fight started. Effort, a bunch of trouble as Carrier looking for these sonic waves, looking for a way to start off a fight, but lack of engage issue again could be a problem as in goes Fate. There's the showstopper as Live Sandbox has started it on their own terms. Watch Prince, see whether he can keep himself safe as the Wild Growth's not enough. The Gnar is massive into the wall from Summit, and Fate is locking them down. Prince still at full health as Carrier desperately tries to get on top of him, but now desperately tries to get away from the fight. Faker's not going to be able to do it against this. Ezreal, unfortunately, has no mana, uses the last of it to get a bit skippy here and get away, but he's not going to be able to. As Summit's fighting Teddy, may not necessarily be able to win out here. We'll see who's going to be able to get on top, as Teddy has absolutely no mana, unfortunately, and it will be the Gnar that takes him down. That is going to be the ace, and I think Live Sandbox may have just done it.
It was a one-game Atlas. The Nexus was open.
Yep, these things happen, right? Sometimes you take a fight towards the end, you feel like it's all done and dusted, and Live Sandbox, they do not let it happen. Their win condition, that was Prince, was never under any threat in that last team fight, and Live Sandbox, they stuck to their guns, and they will take game one against T1. But look at that goal graph. Yep, that has some baseball written on it to me.
That is a painful one, and it's a 40-minute loss, right? This is the one where T1 where, like, not only is it a 40-minute game, it's also one where we felt like we were in control for the longest time.
I mean, T1 lost that game with a gold lead.
Yeah, and then we made the play, and then we were fine, and then we were literally at the Nexus, and that's when they slipped up, and...
Because win rate on this champion, I think, is through the roof as well, historically, in the LCK. But that's going to be Faker's Azir as well in that mid lane. And this is a far more standard composition to come out from T1. Canna has a strong pick on the top side of the map and should be okay into whatever's coming here, as looks like Wukong is going to be the decision. So a lot of teamfight capability from Live Sandbox, but certainly looking a little bit more gauged towards later in the game around this Jinx. And of course, the laning phase for Wukong has never really been something that we're going to be writing home about, especially not when you're against a Lee Sin that is going to be a player. So we'll see how he does manage it. And it is once again going to be that mid Jace, which we haven't seen find all that much success, now up against Faker's Azir. And I imagine that the Azir should actually have a lot of control in that mid lane earlier on. Especially when they are playing around with a Volibear jungle. And if Clid has taught us anything, Volibear can gank every single lane within the first 4 minutes of the game. Perhaps if he had that little bit of extra damage on Q, he might have been able to kill us. Faker is going to save me from that line of thought as he does throwback Fate with the Emperor's Divide.
He's 1 minion away, though.
Yeah, Cannon's coming down. Doesn't have the kick, remember, guys, as Fate is going to dive in. It's an unfortunate timing there, as there's the flash ult. Fate has the flash, though, and Croco, that is not it. But he is able to kill Faker with it. Okay, I thought he was hunting after Cuz, but he is going to be able to get the Azir in the end. So I apologize, Croco. That's the double kill. As Canna comes in,
No!
he doesn't have it! He didn't even know that he didn't have it! As he's now burning down and Fate's going to be able to grab the kill. What a disaster! Fate. That's not how they really wanted this one to go. Getting the teleport certainly good, though, as Teddy's just going to take down Prince on the bottom side. Can't Lantern in time.
An important one because giving up first turret bot can provide Live Sandbox that spike that they, I think, are looking for.
Ooh, robbed. Give him the mulligan on that one as Croco's going to move in. Faker actually didn't react to it. Great hook on the bottom side here, though, as Teddy's going to get devoured just in time there, but is it going to be enough? That's a really long-range rocket from Prince. Fantastically played there, as now Carrier is on the run. Teleport going to be invested here by both Faker and Canna. See whether it's going to be enough. That play was incredible, and now the Cyclone comes in. Super Mega Death Rocket is exactly that, as it's a double kill. Make it a triple, as another Giga Range rocket comes out from Prince, and he almost gets the quadra kill afterwards. Live Sandbox up.
The combination of how clean effort played that, and look
That
at
play, man.
Look at these chompers as well. Teddy going in so forward in of itself might be salvageable, but look, the chompers, he can't be eaten. And then the flash into the last auto doesn't get anything done for them. The double teleport comes through and they're feeling good, but this flank from Summit here. This is the combo we were talking about. Cyclone plus Equalizer.
Man.
The clone gets knocked back. The collapse is there from Live Sandbox, and now you have an Omega Fat Jinx that picks up a triple. Another kill
야,
for Croco.
시원하다.
All right. Now he has to build an Infinity Edge, though. You better.
He will. He will. But
unless it's Lord Dominates, but I don't think so.
it's, as you pointed out, it's so good because it feels like what you need to do to win here is somehow get both Croco and Prince in the Shurima shuffle. And that's just impossible now.
And also, like, look at this. The Equalizer is so beautifully placed to break open the base as well, as Prince possibly in trouble. He gets thrown back. Takes the Lantern, though. Thank you very much, Effort. He's going to grab that kill onto Cuz at the same time. And Prince had a GA the whole time. Even if that hadn't worked, it doesn't even matter, as T1 are just getting destroyed. It looks like a roller coaster ride for this Jinx. He's getting just ported around the map with this Thresh. They'll break open the base and maybe they'll just win at 24 minutes.
A 2-0 for Live Sandbox? What is happening in the LCK, Atlas?
Well, Live Sandbox are playing extraordinarily well. Chronicler, that's what they're doing. This Nexus is going to be taken down pre-24 minutes. Sandbox are getting some wins like this under their belt because we need to see what they do when they have momentum, when they have all of that positive thinking behind them as well, because that can do fantastic things. And we know that there is a lot of talent on this team, because that is not a lot of damage.
Thank you very much, guys. This is Season with the interview translation. And Live Sandbox is picking up a victory against T1. And we're here joined by Faith and Effort. Congratulations. You guys were on a 8-match, 17-game losing streak up against T1. How are you feeling, guys? Today, when we arrived, I heard that we were on a 17-game losing streak against T1. So we were nervous, because T1 is a strong team. But we were able to, turn the momentum around by winning game number 2, and we were able to take game number 2 as well. Just like the last series, I also felt nervous today as well, but my teammates played so well. I'm so glad that we were able to get a clean 2-0 win. In game 1, T1 flexed the Lee Sin pick to the support role, and they ran Lulu mid Lee Sin support comp. Did you expect that to come out? We didn't really think too much about it because Faker used to play Lee Sin mid a lot, so we were discussing that it's highly likely to be the Lee Sin mid. So when we saw that Lulu pick, we were like, it's gonna be the Senna Lulu comp. So yeah, we didn't see that coming at all. So Effort, what was it like playing against Senna Lee Sin? I think we saw that this week in the LCK, so we weren't too flustered, but we were not able to, play against it because that was definitely a pocket pick for sure. Well, game number 1, it was actually having an open nexus on the side of Leaf Sandbox, so you guys were able to focus up and turn the game around. Prince, we were waiting for him to, get the third item, but after we were able to, win the fight around our base, we realized that we didn't have any turrets left, but we wanted to, buy more time for Prince to get his 4th item. And these days, set is slowly becoming a top priority pick this in the current meta. And you won your first POG on set as well. Do you also agree that set is the most significant picks right now? I think the current meta is about having a lot of actions and skirmishes, so I think set is really good in this meta, but it does depend on the given situation. Prince burst into tears after game 1. So Kuroko was actually hugging him, making him feel better. But Faith, I thought you were smiling in that coach box. What was exactly happening in that? I thought he was kidding. It was even after we won, he was looking a little bit sad. So I was he was making a joke, but I guess he was so frustrated about what happened in game. But we were yeah, we won game number 1, so yeah, let's just cheer up and get ready for game 2. Game 2, you guys got your last pick as Wukong and played Jace mid, a champion that actually didn't have huge success on mid lane. Considering the pick and ban, we thought Wukong would be a really good pick for our comp. So I tried to just go safe and on that Jace. I think the mid turret dive counterplay was the most vital play in game 2. So let's take a look at this replay together. Fate, could you break it down for us? At first, Summit made calls that Lee Sin is missing. So I had this feeling that it's gonna be a turret dive, so I called for Kuroko and effort to make a cover play. And they were right. They made it on the right timing, and also I wasn't playing Conquer this time around. I was running. I took face rush, so we were able to kite back really well on Jace. And effort, I heard you had your 1300th debut anniversary or 1300th day here in the LCK. I mean, my friends have been celebrating my every anniversary, every 100 days. So I'm so happy. I will always appreciate the support, and I hope I can, pay it back with great performance. Our next opponent will be Genji. I think you guys can pick up another win if you get to keep this momentum. Fate, how are we going to prepare for that match? It's like uphill battle, I think Genji is also a strong team. I'm glad that we won today, but I think we have to get back and prepare for the upcoming match and secure another win. We did wrap up this week 2-0, but it's only 2 wins, So I think we have to keep it going. You have to win the Genji match as well. So we will keep grinding and come back stronger in order to get the good result in that match as well. This will be the end of the interview from Faith, Effort from Leaf Sandbox, and back to our casters. Thank you.